folks? This is Kerry Karate. Welcome to my Minga tutorial. So super easy. Literally just go to like Minga, search it, log in. Your login's all going to be through your Sycamore stuff. So you hit that. It's going to give you the old two-factor authentication probably. Really, the vast majority of what you want to do with it, and like the baseline I think used for it, is just as a hall pass, right? So like instead of doing your little yellow notepad that you use, and like if you're like me, you just like lose it instantly and then end up writing notes on random things. Instead of that, you're just going to do it through this. You can do it a couple of ways. One, you can just have kids do it, and I think like ultimately that's probably where this is going to head, is that they just do it before they leave, and that way you don't have to do it. So like that level of communication probably is going to be where it gets to. But for starting off, if you're more comfortable, definitely just like pull it up on your computer, or if you use if you use like your if you SoundCloud, you can pull it up on that and just have it be up there. I feel like that could be a move. But you're going to go to Hall Pass and you just click that. Don't click on any of this stuff. You're not like going to click on it and then assign it. This just kind of is like your like main view for where hall passes are and like what's going on with them. So like if you have sent kids to the bathroom or whatever, they're going to show up on here instead of trying to think of like, oh, did this kid go? It just sort of shows it there. And so you get to that and you're just going to click assign, and you click whatever it is. So like if you whatever you are going to designate it as, probably the biggest one's just restroom, right? So like duration, I feel like 5 minutes is probably the move. You can put on there your name if you want to. I don't think it's like fully necessary, but and I guess that maybe is like a spot where I can throw in another individual. I can add a note too if I want, just like if I said something or if I need to. I feel like that's one that could come up maybe more in handy for like hub or like for main office if I want to say like why did they do that or what did they do. Or for transfer, I could say like going to Frank or whatever the case may be. I also can schedule it for later, so like if I wanted to have that be something that happened during like aviator bell, I could do it on there, and then that kid would be able to then show their teacher at that time. It would show up on theirs like, hey, I have this pass. But we didn't really do that last year because not everybody had it. And so I just do my pass and I hit next, and then here's where I just look it up. So you could type in the kid's name. So like I just had Jake Johnson on there, so I could just start like Johnson and I could go find him. I could do it that way. His name's actually Sean. But so I could do that. I think you can do student ID. So if I knew the kid's name, or if I could do it that way. If that's like one that you have, I don't know anybody's student ID. So what I would do is just look up their name, or what you can do is you can make little lists. And so you can make a group. I haven't done that yet. SynLab did it already. But you can make just like it auto-populates your bells, right? So I can just pull up like bell 5, and during bell 5 I could just have this up, right? And then like that population will show up, and then I just click on the kid and it'll show it up there. If I wanted to send like 3 kids need to go to the office, whatever, I can just click them all. Pretty easy. Then I just hit assign, and then it'll be there, right? And so I can then just keep this up. Like during class, I would just have this up, and I'm going to be able to assign that hall pass to them. And then I've got my little like dashboard that shows, where kids are. So if the office calls or something, or if I'm thinking about it, 1, like it has who's out and about. 2, it has like how long they've been there. The other thing that like is worthwhile, I think, could be, if a kid comes to you and says that like somebody said they could come to your class. Theoretically, all those passes should be in here, and right now these are all just mine because like other people aren't on there, but it should be showing like everybody that's out and about. So that's something that I can do if I wanted to, and that's really it. Like, so if you don't need to, like your basic thing, if you don't want to do anything else, you're just going to literally, when you get to it, you're going to click on hall pass, and then you're just going to assign it, right? And so whatever case may be, just like you would write it on the yellow pass, you're going to do it that way. You can do it like this. They can also do it. So like the kid can just do it on their phone or on their Chromebook. Theoretically, maybe at some point, everybody has like an extra Chromebook in their room. There's no way that's going to happen. But like an extra Chromebook by the door that's like the pass book or something. I don't know. And so, you could send them to the counselor. You could do that. You could write your little note on there, and then boom, like they're gone. So then you look up the kid, right? So if I know the kid's name, right, and then boom, it's great. Caden's going to counselor. There we go. This does a couple other things that I think are super good. One is I can see, like with that kid, I can see what, like, when they're going to the bathroom or when they're going wherever. So if I've got, like, it's probably not going to be Armand, right? It's going to be like Owen Sponseller. I'm just super suspicious. Has been going to the bathroom like every single day, like every bell, because he doesn't want to be in my class. So if I look that up, I can go like find the kid, right? And I can look up by that and see, like, how long have you been in the bathroom? What are you going to the bathroom for? And I don't know that I'm going to, like, call a kid out for that directly, but I think it could be useful to maybe start a conversation about, like, what's going on? Why is it that you're using the bathroom during my class every single day, 5 days a week? Or why are you going to the office 3 times a day? I don't know, whatever. And so there's a couple of different things you can do on there in terms of just like seeing what kids are doing. This is one that, like, as people do it, I think is going to be more helpful for us, because, like, I'm pretty sure Caden goes to the bathroom every bell, but I don't know, and so I'm not going to, like, call him out for it. But it would be helpful if we knew as a group what's going on there. There's also something that happens that, like, and I think this needs to be conversation probably, like, with counselors and administrators. But you can put kids into groups where they're not allowed to be out in the hall at the same time, and it just won't let you make a pass. And so then literally that's going to have to be that conversation of, like, hey, here's what's going on, here's why we think that happened. And that hasn't really happened yet because we didn't really do it last year. But that is a feature that it has, so that we can know, like, hey, you're not really supposed to be in the hallway with this other kid, and here's why, or here's the history of it, or whatever. So pretty simple. Like, that's Minga. Honestly, you just kind of log into it, and from there it's fairly straightforward. The basic thing, if you don't want to do anything else, literally you're going to go to hall pass. When you give a hall pass out, you're going to assign it, click on the thing, right, to whatever you're doing, and then look up the kid and assign it, and boom, that's it. You'll be able to see, like, what's going on in terms of what you've done right there. Has a little timer. Kid comes back, you can just end it, or it automatically ends itself. But it just gives you, like, a way of keeping track of it. You can also have the student end it when they come back. You can be like, hey, end your pass. But so that's, like, kind of the baseline of it. And I feel like as we use it more as a group, it's going to be more helpful for us just to kind of figure out what's going on there. And hopefully that was helpful. Feel free to ask me if you have any questions. I know there was a group of other people that kind of tried it out last year, so we can maybe get that, like, list pushed out to people if you have questions about it. And that's all I got. Thanks.